Take a look at this. It is video from Dartmouth University. It shows Black Lives Matter protesters disrupting students trying to study. They're very aggressive, even violent. Listen to this.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Now, what you can't hear on this video, you can't make it out, is that some of those demonstrators were shouting expletives at white students, calling them filthy racists, and that their tears don't matter. Here's Charles Lundquist. He's a Dartmouth University student. Charles, welcome to the program. Now, I understand that you have now, you now reject Black Lives Matter tactics. You were a supporter, but now you're rejecting those tactics. Have I got this right, sir?
I think that it's important to recognize that what happened in that video was really a small event that, it was at the very end of the protest, and I was very happy with how it went up to the very end, where it began to be a little bit more disruptive. Also, what was said earlier about this protest being violent is not true. No one has come forward to the college saying that this was violent, and I think that it's really an indication that, the media as a whole has mischaracterized this movement to be something that was violent.
I want to look at that protest at Dartmouth University. That was the library. Am I right in saying that some white students or one white student was reduced to tears because she'd been called a filthy racist? I mean, it seems to me that this is a kind of racial attack. I'm sure you don't support that, do you?
Well, I think really the question we should be asking is this, is why are the protesters so angry?
No, I'm asking the question, and my question, sir, is, are those tactics justified? And what is your response to those tactics?
Well, I would say considering that on campus prior to this protest, there were hateful and racist yik-yaks about students of color at Dartmouth. A Native American student was egged, and a Black Lives Matter memorial was defaced. I would say that the anger was justified, and I was sad that this had to happen this way, and I think
what
that
you've got here is flat-out racial conflict, haven't you? I mean, you've got blacks versus whites, or that movement versus whites. That's what you've got. And it's astonishing that that should come on an American university.
There was support from, there were both white and black and Latino and Asian people who were protesting throughout the entire thing. So it's not like I think that you're really oversimplifying this, and it's incredibly complex. You know, everyone has their own perspective.
Wait, Charles,
on
hold
what
on a
happened.
second. I'm not oversimplifying it. We've just run video of a disruptive demonstration inside a library of a leading university in the United States of America. And we've got white students. I'm told we have a white student reduced to tears and a black student saying, your tears don't matter. You're a filthy white racist. Now, I'm astonished that we've come to that on the campus of an American university. I am astonished that we've come to that point. And I wonder, is it truly justified?
You know, I don't think that's not my position. I think that what I would like to get across is that the protesters' anger is justified, considering every day what they have to go through at Dartmouth and navigate this institution. And I think that ultimately this movement, while I immediately responded to it and I thought that it hadn't created a constructive dialogue, I think that several days after, you see people on campus really starting to think about structural racism in the United States, mass incarceration, and a lot of important issues, as well as a lack of professors of color at Dartmouth. So I think that, to answer your question, that this it ultimately has been a good thing for our campus, and I think that just kind of the media always focusing on this one, basically the actions of a very small number of protesters. It was this was maybe something that occurred in about 30 seconds, and this was this was an hour-long protest. No one talks about what happened in the entire hour, right? There was a great community coming together under Dartmouth Hall, shouting for justice, And
I
there was
think our viewers, Charles, are astonished that those scenes should come from an American university of your reputation, Dartmouth, in 2015. I'm out of time, Charles, but we thank you very much for being on the show. I think you got your point across. Thanks very much.
Okay, have a good day.
Thank you.